Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates. Today I wanted to talk about something that has kind of ended up in the shadows during the recent release and explosions of news following it, the user interface and HUD. This was however not shown in the trailer since it was only a cinematic trailer, and I haven't really seen any statements at all regarding it from DICE or EA. I did however get a glimpse of the UI when I saw the gameplay trailer, and I thought I'd detail and discuss the little I did actually see in this video. First off, I think the gameplay video we saw might have had a bit of a cut down version of the UI where not everything was shown yet, and that's also the same reason to why they haven't showed gameplay to the public yet, which has been pointed out by the community managers. The game is just in a pre-alpha build right now and is far from being finalized, so things like the UI might not be 100% finished yet, which is why it would be kind of stupid to reveal that to the public at this point. One thing I did not see anything about yet was the health system. I cannot remember seeing any sort of health bar in the gameplay trailer, so I'm assuming that might be something that isn't completely finished yet either. There are three main things that I do however remember and I can talk about. First off, we have the minimap down in the left corner of the screen. This minimap did not work like the old games where you could get the exact position of the enemies, but did instead highlight from which direction the enemies were coming from whenever they were shooting, and possibly even when running as well. That's pretty much impossible to judge from watching a gameplay trailer twice though. But I would say that it works like some sort of threat indicator, where you get an indication of from which direction the enemies are coming from and possibly how close they are as well. I kind of like the idea of this, as the old games had a way too overpowered minimap to be carried over to a modern shooter. You could see where the enemies were at all times and also see which direction they were looking at. I remember when there was only one person left in the enemy team, I simply opened up the map and pinpointed where they were located at. It sounds like this threat indicator is a bit more competitive than the old versions, but yet again, we shouldn't judge this too much before we have actual gameplay to watch and analyze. The next feature I got to look at was the reticle. I don't remember the exact shape of it, so I cannot paint it out for you guys, but to put it simple, it was some sort of round-ish reticle, but it wasn't just like a closed circle, and on the two sides of the reticle you had this bar that charged up whenever you shot with a blaster weapon, and when it became full, the weapon overheated and slowly cooled down. Judging by this and also the lack of ammo pickups seen in the gameplay trailer, it seems like blaster weapons might have unlimited ammo and have this overheat feature instead to balance the shooting and prevent people from just holding down the shoot button. I personally really like the idea of this, as I didn't quite understand the idea of ammo to blasters like in the old games. I prefer to have unlimited ammo and then have to shoot tactically to make sure I don't overheat the weapon. Yet again, it's gonna be easier to judge this after seeing it yourself and also testing it out later on. Lastly, we have the equipment slots down in the right corner. There seem to be 4 slots down there, where 3 of them were for weapons and gadgets that you could equip yourself in the loadout, and then a 4th one for in-game pickups, like the missile launcher we saw in both the gameplay and cinematic trailer. And this is a quite different system compared to the old games, especially with the pickup system that wasn't present at all in the old games. Judging by some tweets from devs, these slots might be completely customizable and not at all fixed classes like in the old games. This is all a matter of taste and balance, and I'm sure some of you might be disappointed about this, since you like the old system. I personally think there are good and bad stuff about them both, but in the end I prefer the option that allows me for more freedom and customizability, like the one we might be seeing in the new game. I am however super excited to see what sort of power-ups that will be in the new game. I'm all for power-ups that you can pick up on the map. That's something completely new and that looks really awesome. I mean, so far we know that the big shield used on Endor and the one-shot missile launcher are power-ups. I'm guessing that the jetpack is not a power-up but actually a gadget, since there only seems to be one slot for power-ups, and in the cinematic trailer we see one player use both the missile launcher and the jetpack together. I got my fingers crossed for some really awesome power-ups. Let's hope that DICE gets really creative with those. Anyways guys, that was everything for this video. Please let me know in the comments below how you feel about the minimap, overheat reticle and equipment system I discussed in this video. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all soon again, and as always, may the force be with you.